Friends, 2 decades ago, BSNL was the top name in India's telecom sector, but it fell to the 6th position after Jio entered the market. Since 2016, BSNL has always been a generation behind. When 4G was already in the market, BSNL was still conducting speed tests. Friends, BSNL's connection dates back to British India, when communication relied on the telegraph. Initially, this department was under British control, but after India gained independence, the responsibility for telegraph services was handed over to the Department of Telecommunications, or DOT. DOT then started several subsidiary companies, through which they began laying telephone lines in metropolitan cities like Delhi and Mumbai. They also connected India to other countries through international lines. In the 1990s, many private telecom companies began establishing themselves in India. To compete with these companies and improve services and policies, the government split DOT into 2 parts in 1999. The first part was DTS, and the second was DOT. DOT's role was now limited to policymaking, while service provision was handed over to DTS. Then came October 1, 2000, when the government renamed DTS to BSNL, and thus began BSNL, which aimed to connect the entire nation. BSNL was made a public sector undertaking, PSU, to increase the company's working capacity and compete with private companies. The goal of creating BSNL was to expand the telecommunications network across the country and provide call and internet services to every citizen. As a result, internet services were offered in 2000, 2G in 2002, and broadband in 2005. In its early days, the company saw significant growth, and within a few years, it had 25 million customers. It was also servicing 1 million broadband connections. During this period, the company earned a profit of 10,133 crores. BSNL was rapidly increasing its customer base. So much so that between 2006 and 2007, its market share reached 31%. But despite this growing market share, its profit margin was declining. Because between 2006 and 2007, it earned a profit of 806 crores, which was 2,374 crores less than the previous year. And this marked the beginning of a struggle that the company could never recover from. But what exactly happened that led to BSNL's downfall over time? In fact, a major scam had been ongoing within the company since 2004, masterminded by the then Union Minister for Communication, Dayanidhi Maran. This case is known as the telephone exchange scam, which had a significant impact on BSNL. Actually, Dayanidhi Maran used telephone lines for his home and offices for his family business, Sun TV Network. This scam cost BSNL 1.78 crores. BSNL was still trying to recover from this loss. When the 2G scam occurred in 2008, one of India's biggest corruption scandals. In this scam, spectrum licenses were allocated at prices much lower than their market value, resulting in a loss of approximately 176,000 crores to the government. Actually, the then telecom minister A. Raja issued licenses on a first-come, first-served basis instead of through auctions, which allowed some private companies to acquire spectrum at very low prices. But when this matter came to light, a large-scale CBI investigation began, and along with other companies, BSNL's tenders were also scrutinized. This slowed down the company's operations and several key projects, leading to further losses. Between 2007 and 2010, the Indian telecom industry was growing rapidly, and new players were entering the market. All private companies were offering various plans and strengthening their infrastructure to attract customers. But during this time, BSNL was completely sluggish, and by 2010, its market share had dropped to just a few percent. The real reason could be the inefficiency of government employees or government corruption, but BSNL did not make any efforts like the private companies. This is why BSNL faced a loss of 6,384 crores between 2010 and 2011, which increased to 8,851 crores in 2011 to 12. And during this period, BSNL massively lost its market share. But friends, this was still manageable, because things got even worse for the company after 2016. On September 5, 2016, Reliance kept Jio free for users, and people were getting attracted to Jio. Airtel filed a complaint with the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, alleging that Jio was being promoted unfairly. Subsequently, TRAI investigated the matter and concluded that Jio's promotional scheme did not violate any regulations. Now, with this decision from TRAI, Vodafone Idea. But here too, Jio took the lead. TRAI supported this decision. And friends, this decision clearly shows that the government supported Jio in some way. Jio had millions of subscribers. And after Jio's entry, many companies either got sold or shut down permanently. Only Airtel survived. Because its market share had now dropped to 9%. After the launch of Jio 4G, all other companies had switched to 4G, except for one company, which was BSNL. Around the time when smartphone users in the country started increasing rapidly, the government paid no attention to BSNL. As a result, within a few years, BSNL's services became the worst. Especially its customer service was so poor that people preferred changing their numbers over filing complaints. Neither could calls be made properly on BSNL, nor did the internet work well. Additionally, its network coverage had become very weak. Moreover, instead of adopting new technology, it got stuck in price wars with private companies. Due to slow decision-making and bureaucracy, it couldn't quickly act on market changes. The impact was that in the financial year 2019-20, the company's losses fell to 15,000 crores, reducing by 6%. In recent years, it seemed inevitable that BSNL would shut down. However, the government has made several efforts to make it profitable. For instance, in 2021, the company was given a package of 40,000 crores, half of which went to cover short-term debt, and the other half was spent on the company. But this amount was not enough to revive BSNL, as the company's losses continue to increase every year. Currently, it has a debt of 22,889 crores. The situation is such that BSNL is unable to pay its employees' salaries. In 2022, to save it, the government approved a package of 64,000 crores, which BSNL will use to improve its services, strengthen accounts, and expand the fiber network. Now, since Jio has become the trendsetter in the telecom sector, if it increases prices, others follow suit and take advantage. Also, due to fewer competitors, customers now have very limited options. This means people don't want to buy these plans at high prices, but they have no other option. In such a scenario, millions of people, frustrated with these issues, are looking towards BSNL. Just like hashtags are going viral, the question is, what will happen to BSNL with this trend? Due to social media boycotts and expensive plans, BSNL SIM sales have increased. In Dhanbad, Bihar, and Jharkhand, around 500 BSNL SIMs are being sold daily. You can also watch our other videos. That's all for today.